everyone. We're live. It is the Katherine Johnson Scrum and Pair Hookup. Today is Friday, February 15th, 2019. And I am here with Mike, and I am Matt. And Mike, you want to go first?
Sorry, I was on a phone call and
Sorry.
peeling my orange as well.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, I gotta.
I can go first if you want. While you eat your orange.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, we were just talking a little bit in the pre-scrum. Yesterday, I went to the doctor in the morning, and that took I was there for 4 hours, and then it was like a 15-minute appointment. And but it's good. It's important. I'm gonna get all my blood work done and see if I'm healthy. So she said my blood pressure was really good. And then I came home. It was 120/80. And then I came home and I was looking on the internet, and it's saying I have the blood pressure of an 18-year-old. So, woo, strong heart. And yeah, so that's good. And then came home, and yeah, I was late for the scrum. Thanks for covering. And then joined the Python Flask mob, which was really good. And I'm excited about that going forward. You did a really good job, Mike, and it was nice to have Kukula there as well. And Anawaki showed up as well, which normally don't see Anawaki that often. So that was good. And then I had lunch, and then we had the human connection meeting, and then I worked on some NHS wiki stuff, where I renamed. I tried to rename the staging server because it's called MediaWiki Official, and it's confusing using Doku, but which is something Sam was hesitant. He said he has bad experiences trying to do that, just breaking everything. But I'm like, well, if my choices are I can build it from scratch and then see it's working and destroy the other one, or I can try to rename it, and worst case scenario, I need to build from scratch. I might as well try to rename it, and just be prepared to build it from scratch, and tried to rename it, and it errored out, but it errored out in the point of creating the new one. So I'd already destroyed the old one. So then I destroyed that failed attempt, and just created it from scratch, but I wasn't able to finish the job because I don't have access to SSH into that virtual machine. So I sent a message to Sam and gonna see about that. And then I had a pairing session with you, Mike, and Natalia, who's new, who joined, and was working on the user show page, testing the user show page for website one front end. And then I went to a human connection pairing session where we're still working on the search input, but we spent most of the time talking to Luke, who's new and has gotten set up with the project and is now wanting to know about the workflow and how to pick issues and work on them and that kind of thing. And we had a little bit of a look at we got the icon for the clearing. It's called time circle, so you can clear the search. We got that working. We got the icon displaying, but we haven't got it to where it's actually calling the clear function yet. And then they had to go, and then I went back to working on the website one front end, which I needed to João had merged in the first PR for the PayPal integration, and then he had merged in another PR to a feature branch, and then I needed to I ended up thinking oh, I'm gonna rebase this, And then I ended up, like I was telling you, Mike, I spent like an hour and a half or 2 hours rebasing, and then I ran into problems with like failing tests and getting confused with with the Git history and stuff, and then end up finally getting all the tests passing, and then I still had merge conflicts, and so then I ended up needing to pull in the stuff from develop anyways, and then made a couple commits on top of that as well. So it's gonna need to get squashed and merged anyway. So it's kind of just I don't know. I don't want to say a waste of time because I'm thinking maybe it's like a learning experience, but anyways, it feels like a huge waste of time. And then got that in, and I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. No, like 2:30 a.m. So I woke up not feeling 100%. And it's Friday anyways, so it's kind of a short day for me. I have the Ethereum mob coming up, which I'm hoping you and Neo will be able to take care of. And we have the Agile Dev mob coming up, and which I don't know what we're going to do. Sam's not going to be there, so maybe end up working more on the PayPal RSpec stuff. I don't know. Although we did get blocked on that and haven't really figured out how to get past that yet. So, don't know. Hey, Natalia. And then we have the algorithms mob coming up, which I'm not sure if I'll go to, and we have the retrospective. And then I'm going to get off for the day because it's Friday and it's going to be an early day for me. So yeah, that's me. Blockers, I guess I just mentioned that blocker about for some reason, the not mocking correctly the that method so that it doesn't call the I have an idea actually. I think maybe we need to similar to what we're doing with the Slack client, we need to maybe spy or double the instead of doubling the class, we need to double the client so that it doesn't actually send a message to the to the API. So yeah, that's me. And Mike.
Yeah, so yesterday I think we got the flash mob started, and yeah, had a very nice episode of that, and joined a pairing session with Matt on testing Redux reducers, just really cool. And though I wasn't able to type anything in his VS Code, I think I took too long to join. And when I joined, everything was just done. Yeah, and also had a chat with Natalia on the few projects available, her interest, what she wants to learn, and all that. Yeah, and today we have the Ethereum mob. Yeah, I bought the course, the course on Udemy by Steven Grinder. So I think I will be. Yeah, I had a homework to do something at least after buying the course before today, but I wasn't able to. So yeah, and then yeah, the Agile Dev mob. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to join if I'm not on the road going home. Maybe yeah, I will join that. And then yeah, the retrospectives, and yeah, just getting ready for the weekend. And yeah.
When you say getting ready, when you say getting ready for the weekend, it makes it seem like you're like, you know, getting ready for like a nice relaxing day at the beach or something, and what you really mean is like getting ready for weekend collaborations.
That's nice and relaxing, you know.
Yeah.
That's better than the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good life they want to have, but we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, so thanks for joining, Natalia. Yeah, so it's
What?
the Scrum, and I think guys just share what they did yesterday and what what they plan to do today. And yeah,
Any blockers you might have, like
any
you
blockers.
you don't have to check in. It's okay to listen in as well. But if you wanna tell us about what you've been up to and what you're planning to do, then we're here.
Are you talking to me or Mike?
No, for you. So I've already gone. You joined when I was kind of in the middle, and then Mike is gone. So now, if you would like to, you can tell us like what you've been doing, and what you plan to do, and like any blockers that you have, and then we kind of, after everyone's gone, then we go around and we revisit any of the blockers and see if there's anything that we can help each other out with.
Okay, I have just started learning Ruby on Code Academy because before that I have, I just have learned JavaScript, Node, and all that things. I already have posted on the message to you. So I'm learning Ruby right now, and then I'll move on to Ruby on Rails. And what are you talking about, bloggers? I don't know what that is because I'm quite new here. Yesterday was my first day, so I'm quite new. I don't know what that means. Blocker, what is that?
Yeah, no, it's like anything that's like technically blocking you. Like, so I gave an example, like we had started in one of our premium mob events. We had started working on like testing a PayPal API integration, and we were trying to like mock the method so that it doesn't actually send a request to the API. And we weren't able, in that session, we weren't able to like get it to work. Like everything that we tried, it was still sending a message to the API, which is not ideal, because we don't want, every time our test suite runs, or anytime anyone runs our tests, we don't want it to send a message to the PayPal API, right? So that's like kind of a blocker, you know. It's something that's technical that we've tried to, like, we ran into an issue. We've tried to get past the issue, and so far we haven't been able to get past the issue. So we share those with each other, because then we can help each other, like, you know, with some, maybe someone's already seen that exact same thing or has a little bit more experience in that than we do, and also just, you know, because it's nice to help each other, you know.
Okay, thanks for the explanation. Good. Okay, so I haven't joined any project yet, so I'm just watching and learning how to do everything. By the way, what test suits are you using yesterday?
Test suites. So we're using Jest for
Yes.
Jest and Enzyme is what we're using for the tests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have like, yeah, we were just, the weekend collaboration that Mike and I were telling you about. We started that like less than a year ago, and it was like for people to get together and meet and go through the Ruby on Rails course, which involves like doing some. It's not a Ruby on Rails course. It's an agile development course that uses Ruby on Rails, and like. It starts off with doing like the Ruby Code Academy stuff, and some other. I think it's not Ruby Monk, but it's some other. and then it was a space for us to meet together and like do the homework together and like talk and stuff. Oh, okay. So you're already enrolled for it. Nowadays it's kind of like we're in the middle of the advanced course, but then we've kind of like taken a bit of a pivot. I kind of like started doing more like working on open source projects on the weekend as well. And then now recently Mike and the guys, they started like working on React, which we were telling you yesterday. But like, yeah, it's really open like the weekends for us to have a space to organize other pairing sessions, you know.
Okay. So the React, yeah, Mike told me about the React. It uses Elixir, I think, no? Programming language. So I'm not familiar with that either.
Well, the
So
backend uses Elixir, I think that uses Phoenix, but what they're working on right now is like React, you know.
it's only React with JavaScript or
Yeah,
only React?
yeah, it's just React, JavaScript, yeah. Like it's, I mean, it ultimately it will speak to a Phoenix backend, but like, you know, that you don't need to really know Phoenix for that. Like it's, you know, the same as like the backend will take care of like providing the endpoints, and you just need to hit those endpoints, you know.
Okay, so
So
it's just React, but
yep.
React with JS, right?
Yeah, and also like you know, a focus on like CSS and like design and stuff, because one of the guys that's that meets on the weekends, he's really good at like design and CSS and that kind of stuff. So it's I mean I guess like the mock-up for it is in a channel that's like a Elixir channel. So, and I don't think it's anywhere else, but we can show you what it looks like and stuff. But it's the I know like that guy's told me to have a look at how they've handled the CSS, because they've done like some really cool things about like setting global CSS so that you can just like as the person developing it, if you're wanting to develop components, you don't have to think about the CSS. You just go there and just like use some default values, you know, and then they are like consistent across the
Templates?
entire site. So
You
it's
mean templates like things like templates
yeah,
where you do?
yeah. I mean, Mike, you know a little bit more about it than I do. What exactly Peter has done. I mean, I know he's like set some global variables and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's using SCSS, and what he does is like he sets some variables that he can consume within the React JSX stuff. Is it called JSX? Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, he just sets variables for the CSS for the elements and reuse them while
Isn't
doing.
this like SAS? You're talking about SAS, SASS,
I think it's
SAS?
maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, I think they're like SCSS files, but like you can use SAS with SCSS. So, and I think like, yeah, I think like with the importing, yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look, but it can be. I think it's specifically not less.
Okay, that
Yeah.
it must be something else then.
I
I
think
don't
they're
know,
probably using SAS.
because I have seen I have done some SAS work, so I know it has loops and things. So I think if it's statements also.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
Matt,
Yeah.
I
other
mean,
than
Natalia, what's your plans like today? Are you going to be coding today? Are you going to be looking for pairing
I was
opportunities? Or
I actually what? Sorry, I didn't
are,
get you.
are you looking for like pairing opportunities today?
Maybe if I'm done with the Ruby course,
Well,
I'm doing the Ruby course now because without this, I don't think so I'll be able to contribute to any of the project here.
Mhm.
If you want me to peer program on the React thing, it's good. Is it a website web-based React or is it a
Yeah.
mobile?
No, it's web based. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if like I probably will work. I might work on a little bit on React, but like I'm not sure exactly even what I'm going to do today. I might even take a break on it. I was telling Mike I was awake till 2:30 this morning, like working on React and like so. And I've got a couple PRs in, and like I created more work for myself because I like instead of like waiting to get a review and get like the code merged in and then like start like working off of that, I like was putting in pull request and then another pull request back to that branch and ended up causing a lot of work for myself. So I might just give it a minute for it to like settle and then start working on some stuff, which I guess next we're getting like with the website one front end, we're getting pretty close to having an MVP, like a minimum viable product, where I think the only things we have left that we need to do for that is we need to get the Stripe stuff sorted out, which someone has already put in a PR for. We just need to see if it's working and make some, and yeah, we need to refactor that. And then we need to do the events, like the events page, which is going to have just like a calendar with events on it, which we kind of already did in the old code base. So we might be able to use some of that, reuse some of that code. And we need to do an events show page. So like when a person clicks on the event, it goes to like a specific page for that event. And we need to do one for projects. And we need to do static pages, which are like pages that come in from GitHub that are in the back end that we just need to grab from the back end and display on specific pages, And then after that, we're kind of done with the MVP,
MVP doesn't need to be. I think it doesn't need to be working all the things doesn't need to be working, right? MVP minimum viable product doesn't have to be all working. Few of the things should be working, so the customers know that what your idea is.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess there's quite a lot of other things that the Agile Venture site does that we're leaving out of the MVP. So like, for example, like what I didn't talk about as part of the MVP is like the ability to create events, which is like quite important, for people. Like I use the site. The thing I use the site for mostly is creating sites, is creating events, and then like sharing the hangouts to those events, so that like it like pings people on Slack that we started an event. And those are things that we're like leaving off of the MVP because they're not, we're wanting to get those basic things done, and then we can have a better talk with the client, the product owner, and see what they want us to do next, But like we've been kind of given, like João kind of said that he would like all the MVP done by in 2 months, and that was at the beginning of January. He said that. So like we have 2 weeks basically to deliver those things that I said. I mean, no one's holding our feet over the fire. So if we don't deliver, it's probably not a big deal. But it's kind of like for people who are like, learning programming and or learning how it works, like, working like a real job. It's kind of nice to try to have like a end goal and to try to actually deliver on time, because that's something that's like, you'll have to be able to do in the future if you're working for a company.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of like, what needs to be done. I know it's not so succinct. So I mean, we can have like a pairing session at some point, either today or tomorrow, whenever it's convenient for you, where I can kind of walk you through the board, and we can try to see if we can find something that you think would be nice for you to work on. Or
Isn't there something to like JavaScript? Isn't there something JavaScript?
I mean, there's the React stuff, but I don't know when you say JavaScript, if you mean just pure JavaScript.
No, not the vanilla JavaScript. I can do React too.
Yep.
Or,
I mean, so the website one front end is like 100% React. Like, well, it's React and Redux, but it's just React.
Redux. No, okay. React is good. Okay.
You don't like Redux, or you don't have experience with it, or?
I haven't learned Redux, so
Yeah.
I don't know Redux.
Yeah.
I know React.
I mean, yeah, Mike was talking about yesterday as well. Like, I mean, what we could potentially do, like, if you guys are keen, is we could start like on something like the projects page, and we could like, I could walk you through how. I mean, I'm not super experienced either. Like, I think I wrote my first component like 3 months ago, something like that. Like, so. I don't have like, I don't have years of experience or anything like that. But like since then I've been kind of like spending many hours like just trying to learn and play around with things and stuff. And I could walk you through like how I would go through creating the stuff for the Redux, which is not so complicated. And how it can be tested, and then we can look at like writing the components together, or if you want, like, you can break off and write like a component for the issue, and we can go from there. I don't know.
Okay, make a plan, something that can get me started.
Okay.
So I'll follow that plan.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'll so I guess I can do some groundwork today to prepare for that, and maybe tomorrow. Are you able to, like, are you available tomorrow, or do you normally code on Saturdays, or?
No, actually I take off on Saturdays.
Okay.
I may be available on Sunday.
Okay.
Or I may be available tomorrow. I'm not sure about that today.
Okay, no worries. I mean, it's no pressure. Like, if it's something that we get to just on Monday, then that's perfectly like fine. Like, no, we don't want to pressure people to work on weekends. There's some people who really like working on weekends because it's not the only time they have, or because they have more time. But we don't want people to feel like they need to. And like later, I guess later today, like so we have the Ethereum mob starting in 5 minutes, which, Mike, you're gonna run with Neo.
Mike, are you asleep?
Yep. Nope, not asleep.
So I haven't been going to the Ethereum mob, so I can probably spend some time, like, after I eat, like getting some stuff prepared for that, like different tickets and making sure the API is in order. And then, but then we have, like, after that, I mean, it's probably be difficult to do today, but I can get things prepared, and then whenever we can get started on it, we can get started on it.
Yep. Very nice.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I'll be around on Slack, and so Mike, Natalia, if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, or if you do,
I just thought of something. I was trying to write that message to Miguel, the message for the Python.
I saw that.
Book. Yeah, I haven't been able to find his. I know you're not a Twitter guy, but I haven't been able to find his contacts. Now I was trying to tweet, but the message is too long for. Yeah, it's too long for Twitter.
You weren't able to find him on Twitter, or you found him on Twitter? But... Sorry.
Hello, I think you're breaking.
Were you able to find him on Twitter?
He's gone.
Mike?
Hello, yes.
Were you able to find him on Twitter?
Yes, I was able to find him on Twitter.
So why don't you
but
send him a
the
DM?
message is just too long.
But you can send him a DM.
Yeah, I think he has frozen the DMs.
Oh, right.
No one can. Yeah, I tried sending a DM and then they were like, you are not allowed to send a DM to this contact.
Right. And you haven't been able to find his email.
I don't know. He's hiding his email. Yeah, so maybe I will need to shorten the message further.
I guess, like, the question is if it's so hard to get a hold of him, like, maybe he's not going to even be willing to help out,
Yeah.
Although
he's active on Twitter though, because I saw he posted stuff 7 hours ago.
Yeah. I mean, I found this here. I don't know if it's the same person. Miguel Greenberg's email. It says he's in Dublin, Ireland, working for SDVI Corporation or author at O'Reilly Media. I don't know if it's the same person. You have to join this Rocket Reach. So you have to, I don't know. We're going to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Is it the same person? Is this O'Reilly Media? Portland, Oregon. I mean, I have his Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus.
What is Google?
Google Plus. Maybe you can find his email from there. Here's his Google Plus. And also, yeah, here's his Twitter. Nice. Here's his LinkedIn as well. Oh. I mean, I'm not even sure. Is this the same guy? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, he works for O'Reilly Media, it looks like.
Okay. So maybe I just... How do I post something on Google Plus?
Don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. There's like a button to conectar. Yeah, don't know, but it's 10:45, so I don't know if you're going to be putting up the video or if Neo. I think you're going to be putting up the video, no?
Okay. Yeah, so, I think I'll figure out.
Yeah. I mean,
I think even LinkedIn is better.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I'm sure you can send them. Oh, it says here email. Oh no, you can't email. You can send a Hangout.
Where can I send a Hangout?
Well, actually, I don't know. I think it just opens your Hangout when you click on that. Add to contacts.
Yeah, because Hangout nowadays you have to request and the other guy accepts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I clicked on this and it's like it sends an invite to start a conversation. But if he's like kind of a closed person, then he might not. He probably won't accept. I mean, the other thing you could do is like you could try like maybe cutting part of the message or tweeting it in multiple messages. Yeah. Like that's what people normally do when they have a message. But like I guess maybe don't get your hopes up, because if he's taking such great lengths to like not be contacted, then he might not be keen. But yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything else. And okay. I'll be on Slack, so I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. Thanks.
See you soon.